Hello YouTube and welcome back. It's me, Fruit Guru. I hope you're all taking care of yourselves and I hope you're enjoying the grind in Ragnarok Labyrinth. And maybe if you're thinking about playing and you're just kind of doing a little bit of research, good on you. Good on you. I wish I'd had the opportunity to do that. So if you don't know, I'm a fairly new player to the game. And one of my biggest problems when I started was there's not a lot of guides out there. It's pretty difficult to find resources on this game, and I have joined Discord and I've kind of been able to learn from more experienced players, so I want to kind of share some of the stuff that I've learned. So this is what this series is all about, and today we're actually going to be talking about the crafting feature. Now, this is something that's super important in the game, and it's something that I really messed up on my first character. Since I've kind of learned a bit more and I'm doing the right thing now, it has made such a difference. I cannot even stress how much better it is when you manage this knowing what you're doing. So you're going to go into your crafting and you're going to see there's a lot of different tabs and a lot of different subsections to craft stuff. And I think I'm going to start with the most important thing of all, just in case you stop watching this video pretty early. When you're going into your materials tab, you're going to see a lot of different things, and these are going to be a lot of things that you're going to need and you're going to want. I want you to ignore everything in this when you're starting out, except for these star crumbs. So basically, you're going to get pretty early on playing, you're going to get a couple of quests. The first one's going to be to create a 4-star item, and the second one, which is probably a lot of people's first massive bottleneck, is to create the 5-star item. And these require these star crystals here. Now, it's only one for the 4-star, but the 5-star requires 5 of these. And if you look at these star crumbs here, to make these, you get a 20% success chance. The materials, you get the jalapenos here are fine, you can farm these. I'm not going to go into that, that's easy enough. Just click on it, how to get, and Bob's your uncle. But for these, you need to break down weapons and armor that you're not going to use. And you'll get like you're not going to get a huge amount of it, to be honest. A stack of say 120 or whatever stardust. Don't be surprised if you basically try and make these star crumbs and they all fail, because it says the success rate is 20%. I'm going to call this out now. It is not 20%. Sometimes, if you're lucky, it's 20%, but more often than not, it's absolutely dire. So as soon as you start, every time you get 10 of these stardust saved up, you want to basically just pour them into this. It's going to do you so many favors down the line. I cannot stress how important this is. So ignore everything else. Ignore everything else. Just the star crumbs to start with, okay? The next thing I'll talk about is the box here. So when you're not farming the materials that you need to get past your quest to make your 4-star weapon, or you're not like specifically going after a piece of armor, you'll have a little bit of downtime on your dispatch units, and you're probably wondering what to go and farm. And from what I've learned, one of the best things you can do is make these int card boxes here. They require 600 of the lucky clovers, and whereas that sounds a little bit daunting, it's not too bad. So if you go into the dispatch here, I'll just finish this mission, you will see, I'll pick that up as well, you'll see missions along the way where you're able to send your followers out to get these. I'm just trying to find one for lucky clovers. Here we go. So if I was to send a couple of my followers out here, I can pick up 60 of these at a time right now. I don't have any 3-star gatherers yet, unfortunately. They've all been miners, so a little bit slow, but you can build that up. It's an excellent way to spend out your dispatchers and get something that's actually going to benefit your account. Cards are kind of hard to get early on, I find, unless you're like paying a lot of money, and they can kind of make or break your unit. So yeah, go for the int card boxes. It might be a little bit tempting to go for the low card boxes. I don't particularly recommend this, just because these only go 1 to 3. You have a bit of a smaller chance to get up to a 5-star in these boxes, so why the hell not, you know? Always like a bit of a gamble, so go for those. You can't really go wrong. The next thing I'm going to talk about, which I also really wish I knew, was what do you do with your dual passes? So, just to go into what the dual passes are, you'll see there's this dual function here. And you'll see the second time you complete these around, you get a set amount of dual passes. And I didn't really know what to do with these on my first account, and I wasted them, and that was a terrible idea, especially if you're going to be kind of like free to play or light spender. The best thing to do with these flat out is you buy these dispatch companions, right? This is going to make your farming so much quicker for the stuff you need. It's going to really smash the bottlenecks, and I just cannot recommend it enough. It only takes 20 to make one of these, so I can make a couple right now. Besides that, another very valid option for when you're starting is to do these PvP companion ranks. I have on my main account, I didn't invest in any of these. I greeded hard. I wanted to rush like my gear and stuff, so I went for these job weapon boxes. I went for jewelry boxes. I even went for top card boxes. The problem here is, I got very lucky with my job weapon box, and I got a 5-star weapon that was actually pretty good for my assassin, and that's nice, but I could have got that eventually anyway by just grinding stuff out. The top card box, I got something that wasn't even usable for the build I was doing. So at least these two here are guaranteed to actually bring a bit of success to your account. The difference between having a couple of 3-star PvP companions on your team and having a mix of 1 and 2-star is like night and day. It is ridiculous. I haven't lost a duel match yet on this account, whereas my first account, I'm still losing sometimes against people who are lower than me. Just because they have better dual companions. It's crazy. So maybe pick up a couple of the PvP ones. I don't think you need a full 3-star team. You're going to get a lot of free resources and stuff and chances to get these on the way, so you might get lucky and get a 3-star pretty early on anyway. But the dispatch companions, these are invaluable. I'm going to craft 2 of them here because I know I'm going to need them, and hopefully we'll get something nice. But that's basically it, guys. So you just want to focus on these kind of areas here. Try not to get baited into anything else. I'll briefly talk about the PvP medals here. You don't get a huge amount of these, they're pretty slow. I think for now, hold on to these. All this stuff is farmable. You can get it in the special shop, which I'll talk about in a second. But yeah, I don't think anything here is particularly worth spending these, especially if there's going to be an update down the line where you can actually use these for something more beneficial to your accounts. I just don't think so. The last thing I'll talk about is when you're crafting for your 5-star weapon, or even your 4-star weapon / armor, make sure you actually pick one that you can use to build in to the next step. So for example, on my assassin account again, I made the mistake of, I wanted to go super fast, right? I wanted to just progress. So I had a look at like all the 4-star daggers here, and I think I built this one here, and I can't actually use this to build into the next step. So it was useless for me. I should have built this combat knife, which I could have used as a material to build into this. You can see here, I mean, the star crystal alone is a pain in the ass to farm, and these other materials are time consuming as well. So don't rush it. If it takes in half a day, it takes a day extra playtime to set you, it's going to save you a lot more time in the future. So kind of have an idea of what you're doing. If you don't have, for example, the 4-star base, and maybe consider even having a look at your other pieces of gear. So for example, I have the base that I need that's 4-star on this account to make into my 5-star, and I'm currently on the 4-star quest. So whereas it's very tempting to create a nice big 4-star piece of armor, I've had a look at what I want to do with the build, and the conclusion I've come to is I have this piece of 3-star gear here. I can make this, I'm currently saving up to make this 4-star necklace, and this 4-star necklace is going to be able to upgrade into my 5-star brooch. So I'm thinking ahead in the future. I'm not going to rush it. There are other things that I could have made quicker just to get past the quest, but I'm not doing that because they're not going to give me any long-term benefit. So don't do that. Finally, not so much related to crafting, but if you go into the shop, there's a little tab for secret shop here. This is actually pretty good. Every now and again you can find stuff that's like pretty beneficial to your account. So have a look at this, especially like keep an eye on the cooldown and always go into it. On my other accounts, I was tempted to buy everything for Zenny here. Don't do that. I'm going to say don't do that. I'm going to say buy what you need. have a look at your forward planning and get stuff that way. But Zenny is actually pretty important in this game, and you burn through it really, really quickly. And even in the space of a day, you can spend massive chunks of Zenny just basically buying all this stuff up. And then you're going to get to a quest where you need to upgrade something, and you're not going to be able to do it. You're going to have to farm Zenny. Now, when you do get a little bit further, and you're able to farm hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of Zenny a day, that's not going to be so much of an issue. You're probably going to have a little bit of leeway here, but just when you are a new account, don't get trapped into feeling like you have to buy everything, because you don't. Okay, it's just not how it is. So that's basically it. I hope this has been helpful. If you do find the content good, give me a like or a subscribe. You know, I'm going to keep kind of releasing out these guide videos as I find more and more, because there's not a lot out there. So yeah, thanks for watching and take care. Frukuru out. Bye.